Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's get started.
I have thought a lot in the last 24 hours.
Time to get your weekly sports fix.
By the skin of their teeth, they lost.
You know, then you can just ride in the whole thing.
With Stix.
Welcome back, y'all. We are back. It's been a minute, and now it's big homie.
Hey, little weekend activity for everybody. Hey.
That's right, but we're back. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. Go to thisisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch while you're there from the Funner family. I think Chris still has his 10% Dizzy out there on the site, so go check it out. You can follow me on Twitter at Stix015. Follow this guy, the announced big homie, at homie_anonymous. And use that hashtag Stix and Sports, and we'll get some questions, get some answers, get some dialogue for us. And we will be sure to get back at you. And, man, we are back in the house. It's been a minute. What a crazy damn week.
A little off schedule, I would say. But, hey, it's nothing. We were already prepared for this. But the biggest thing is you've been out here preoccupied with actually working. So, that's what's been going on. So, what's been going on with all that, man? I've just been doing the same thing.
Nothing new down there in the 253?
Yeah, man.
He's back to school yet?
Well, of course, we're dealing with that, man. We had an open house at the middle school. I got to walk around, act a fool for a little while, walking the hallways of middle school. And that was cool. Because we have the change coming from elementary school to middle. So a new, fresh experience going on right there. So that was a good situation. But other than that, man, we got them all prepared up. We're ready to throw them in there, masked, ready to learn something from a person, not a screen, an actual teacher.
Who was it? The daughter or the son in middle school?
Yeah, this is my stepson, Caden. So
in middle school, did you try to stuff him in a locker so he knows how that's going to work, or
no lockers, man?
No lockers?
Yo, even in the boys' gym, their lockers weren't door slam, with the latch lockers. They were not. They were drawers that you put a lock and a bolt around. I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy, but I don't know if that's the norm or not, but that tripped me out that they weren't even like little small container door lockers. And, but same old situation, showers and all of that. And
man, I figured by now middle schools would have lockers too. I guess it's only high schoolers that have lockers probably, but.
Yeah. So I don't know.
He's a big boy. He'd probably be, not that he's a bully, but I'd say he'd probably be the one stuffing them in the stuffing people in lockers, not him getting stuffed in the lockers. And when I mean big boy, I don't mean big tubby boy. I mean big book boy.
Oh, he ain't
so don't take that all wrong.
Yeah, no, but he ain't gonna move too easy. Okay, you're gonna have to move him. So
that's right.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be fine though. He's gonna be fine. He just like to explore and do things himself, learn by himself. We were just really up in his way while he was trying to learn out the campus, right? So we were just trying not to embarrass him, do the same thing that, stuff I usually do. But that was cool.
Nice. Yeah, I've just been got stuck at the trap with us today, Saturday. So I was there for 9 straight days. 9 straight days. The last 9 days.
Good old overtime.
I did get a little OT. Had to get a little OT. 9 straight days. I think I hit like 75 hours in those 9 days. So 55 this week. Man, that brought back some of those good old memories from, not good old memories, but the old memories from the old trap, son. You know how those were.
Yes, sir. Hey, make sure you get the bag. That's all you have to do. Secure the bag. You'll be all right. And I know you're exploring your situation, trying to be an unrestricted free agent out here in the ethos. So services are, going to be out there. So I know you're out there trying to explore your situation. So yeah, man, we're going to stay after this, boy.
Yeah. Knock on wood that the free agency opens up here this week, and bigger and better things happening. So, and then we move on to the next chapter of what you and I got going on at the same time. So I'm excited, bro. And stay tuned, everybody. We will keep you posted. And
at least you ain't stuck at home watching this damn Afghanistan bullshit.
Oh, geez.
So, hey, bro. This is crazy. You got this going on, and hurricane season.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
This is my news time. Yeah, this is my news time. But unfortunately, hurricane season and all of this Afghanistan business, man, I'd rather be at work than to be having to hear about all that.
Yeah, don't need no drama, any more drama that we need in the world after everything that's going on already.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
All right, the final score.
All right, everybody, let's get you caught up on what's going down in the sports world, baby. We have the Little League World Series is down to 3 teams, bro. Michigan and Hawaii are playing as we speak right now. And Ohio defeated South Dakota earlier today, 5-2.
Okay.
The little Munchkins, man, putting in the work in the Little League World Series.
Is the I lost a couple of days. I didn't watch, but is the young kid who's like they compared to Chris Sale? Is that team still in? Can't remember his name.
Gordon Weir or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah,
and I don't know what team I thought of that earlier too, and I wanted to. That kid is amazing, bro. Shout out to him.
Yeah, he had him stuck, and I was going to keep my eye on him, but I stopped. I didn't watch for a couple of days, so I kind of lost track on what happened to him. But yeah, there's a lot of good talent out there, and those boys, they handle themselves. I think I'm telling you, it looks great because they handle themselves like they're in the major leagues because they've been watching it, and it's crazy. They got good mannerism, but still jump around like kids. Little League World Series times, always fun to watch.
UFC is going down today. Not a pay-per-view, just a regular fight night. Every Saturday, tune in if you guys ain't got nothing going on. Next pay-per-view is UFC 266 on September 25th. Featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega. That's going down at UFC 266 on September 25. Tune into that. College football is back, baby.
Yeah, hold on. Don't skip over this real quick, man. Hey, I don't know if you know about this, but what's all this new buzz going on about UFC not paying the fighters sufficiently while they're getting...
That's nothing new, bro. That's nothing new.
Really?
Yeah, they've been talking about that for a couple years, probably longer than that now, man. They want to get paid, like these boxers and like these athletes. I mean, hey,
So you know me, I'm not really familiar like that. You always tell me I need to get into it, this and that.
You're getting there.
So yeah, but I started hearing recently in the last week and some days, people mentioning that, players, fighters, I should say, aren't getting paid their due. And it's like a whole big thing about Dana White, money from ESPN, and dudes still being hurt and not have to get work for hard for knockout bonuses. And they went in deep to it. And I was like, wow, I don't know this about UFC. I'm thinking these dudes is paid like, I mean, WWE, you know, like, what is it like? I don't understand what it is. So,
yeah, I mean, a lot of it is just, you know, that's why a lot of these fighters now are fighting, you know, 3-4 times a year if possible, if they can. I mean, if they're barring any injuries, right? Because I guess the best way to put it would be, you know, the more fights you have, the better pay you get. So the longevity of the career, right? But as well as, like, you know, these newer fighters that are coming in and get an opportunity to fight, they may get 10 or 15,000 to fight, and maybe 10 or 15,000 to.
That sounds super light.
To win. And I mean, yeah, think about it. They have to pay all their coaches, they have to pay their training camp, they have to pay all this, and they have to live off that. Man. So it's a sore subject for a lot of UFC people, man, and it's interesting to say the least. So yeah, we can do it.
Hey, I have a real reason to have beef with UFC because of this. If they're not paying their guys right, and now clearly I'm just learning about it, so it's been going on and a topic. Hey, boycott the UFC, Sister Big Home.
You know,
you were silent.
College football is back, kicked off today, baby. It's a full season. Let's go. Everything's gonna hopefully stay on track with that.
Couple games on today.
There's a few games going on. I think there's probably one already finished up. Nebraska, Illinois is the one I saw earlier a little bit.
Yeah, it's a free opportunity. You know, one of these rare opportunities where we could, you know, talk about weekend live, you know, situations that are going on, whether it be college football and that kind of thing. I'm not going to give you guys score updates because you could watch this and listen to this whenever. So no need for any, you know, real sports updates.
Live.
Yeah, I'm not about to get in the moment situations unless we had action on it, which we don't. So if we had action, we would tell y'all so you would know what was up.
Yeah, and we'll make sure we get those out early so we can make sure that they know what to go to their legal representative and deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Just a couple MLB notes since we're going to get to some high priority stuff that we need to get to. But Miguel Cabrera hit his 500th home run. Remember we talked about that in the preseason kickoff show that we did. Mm-hmm. And MLB has less than 38 games back. And I'm just going to throw this out there. The Mariners suck again.
Wow.
2 games in a row to Kansas City. Come on, man. You can't let that happen. Can't let that happen.
Giving up again.
But like I said, yeah, I'm jumping off the bandwagon again. I get all excited and then they just, you know, I have to jump off, man. I have to jump off. They do better when I jump off. So
as long as you know the truth.
See?
Comfortable with yourself.
Yeah. Hey, you do know I do have a little tidbit that we need to talk about. We'll talk about probably in a couple weeks when we get to the end of the season. I do at the beginning of the season we did our regular season picks. I did pick over 72.5 for the Mariners win total, and they're at 69 right now. 68, 69.
Yeah.
So we still got like 38 games left. So
yes, sir, a little bit under 40. Let's go.
Hey. NASCAR, bro. Jordan tired of losing with Bubba, huh? And got Kurt Busch on the 23-11 team for next year in
moves are being
45.
In the 45, like he's coming back like Jordan. I like it.
Love it. What a great way to promote that.
Of course, next year is the first year I believe that Hamlin will be on the 23-11 team and not on Joe Gibbs. So it'll be him. I don't know if Bubba's gonna stay because I know y'all ain't watch motorsports like the big homie, but it's not looking too good for him, especially when there was a lot of hype surrounding him. But just because he don't have top 10s or nothing like that, he's not running good races. But yeah, you always know what the 11 car is, without fail. And now you have somebody, one of the Busch brothers, that can come in there and really compete for the Jordan team. And I think Jordan's going after the titles like he always does.
Man, who? What better owner could you have? Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs, perfect example, right? He's a winner as a coach on the football field. winner at everything. Went out got a NASCAR team and proved what a winner he is. Jordan, don't bet against Jordan, just like you don't bet against Brady.
No, nope. Jordan even said in one of the interviews with him, Denny Hamlin, and Bubba Wallace, and Jordan said, "I don't like losing." He made it a point. He looked at him like, "I am not playing around either. I'm letting you know that I'm really serious about this auto sports." So, man, motorsports is, booming. Jordan's getting qualified out here. So doing this, he's trying to get right. So we'll see how that turns out.
What happened with your girl in the track and field? Shikari got smoked, bro, in the 100 meters
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
In the 100 meter. Well, we haven't been on in a week and a half, so we had to hit on that though.
It's all bad. That happened right after we did the last ep. Literally right after. This is probably one of the not so freshest pieces of news that's happened in the last week and a half, but it happened right there, and it did not look good. Did you see it?
I only saw clips of it. I think
that's all you needed to see.
She was not even in contention, bro.
Smoked from the start. And those would have been the women, had they let her run, she would have gone against in the Olympics. That would have been embarrassing because she would have not even qualified through the heats, probably.
Right. Yep. That's all bad. See, afterwards, she started acting an ass too. Of course, they interviewed her, and probably off to the side, the gal who actually won the race. But she sit there and cut a promo, boy. She said, "Them ladies gonna have to see me, and they know it." Oh boy!
But she was last, not fourth, Stix, not third. It wasn't it wasn't a photo finish.
Well, it looks like if she thinks they're gonna see her, pretty sure she's got a good glimpse of all of them. So she's already ahead of the game. Little NFL news and transactions that are pretty new in the world since our last show, though, bro.
Hot off the press.
Before we get into the real NFL talk, let's just go off the little news and transactions here. This morning when we woke up, we all saw that Gardner Minshew, Minshew, go Cougs, for all you Coug fans out there, traded to Philadelphia, third string behind, and they're putting him at third string behind Hurts
and who?
And Flacco, bro. Are you serious?
I forgot about that. Yeah. Because he's been actually the quarterback for all of their preseason games, or the starting quarterback, I should say, for Flacco? Each of the games that I've seen. Yeah, Flacco. I forgot about that.
How's he look, though?
Wow. Somebody's got to go.
Hey, I mean, I don't have Minshew's stats in front of me, but he won some games for Jacksonville last year. And I mean, the dude just needs an opportunity, man, with a decent team. I'd hate to see him. And I don't know. I'm not a Coug. I'm not a Husky. But I'm a college football fan, and I watched him in college. He's great. He's he wins games for you. He's a smart quarterback. In a way, I guess he reminds me of, I guess Baker Mayfield is kind of coming up to the top of the top of my head right now. Just an opportunity to play and have have his chance to play in the league. I hope he doesn't get washed out like a Sanchez or a Tebow or something like that, just because he doesn't get a playing time and no one gives him a chance, because I think he really is a good quarterback.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I've seen the kid too. We watched him the last, couple of years playing parts of some seasons, and I just like his, the way that he addresses the game and the way that he plays it. He's got it all. He's not just a guy that's just stuck back there, and he's not run all the time either. But he's athletic. He can make all the different plays and all of that. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like he's serviceable. Look at this. Fitzmagic, would you say he's not, or, somewhere in the ballpark of the performance level of Fitzmagic, but younger? right?
100% agree with that, homie.
He's got a
100%
starting
agree.
job.
Yeah.
Darnold has got a starting job. Okay, so I mean, they both playing for teams that are having a rough time, as of recently. But I mean, these people got starting jobs, and he's already won games in the league.
100%. Speaking of Jacksonville, ETN done for after a Liz Frank injury. What the hell is that? A foot injury?
Man, that's a
Dr. Anonymous Big Homie?
Yeah, that's a whole shin situation. Yeah, you know what? Only reason that this really bothers me is because I was stupid enough, and I told you offline, to just fire up in a public league because I just wanted to get one off. Okay, so I get a fantasy situation going on, and as the rounds go through, I say, you know what? I'm going to try to do a double up, and I'm going to take ETN and try to come back and have Trevor Lawrence on the bench. This is what I'm going to keep my eye out for because this is what the fantasy situation has dealt me, right? So I'm going to go all in. Look at what happens.
Bro, I cannot fault you at all. I have a draft tomorrow on Sunday, and I would have took him probably pretty damn high because I'm not good at fantasy football anyways,
man.
AKA what people think that I'm not good, but I really am. And I would have took him pretty high. I mean, I've talked about this kid for 2 years, and him and Trevor Lawrence together. We're going to do big things. That's why when we talked last week in the AFC, this happened after we talked about the AFC last week and projected the over-under totals. Like I was going with Jacksonville to be over 6.5 with a lot of reliance on
I had it too.
Of ETN, yeah. So, I like that kid a lot. So we'll see how Jacksonville plays out now. COVID's hitting the Tennessee Titans.
Bang, bang. Got
our boy Vrabel, and then Tannehill is close contact.
Why not?
Gee,
and a couple other people too, an assistant and another wide receiver.
Get all this shit out of the way before the regular season, man. That fucks with a lot of shit.
Yeah, I can't, man. But they're going to be the outbreak team this year, or at least to start the season.
Your Rams acquired Sony Michel for a 6th and 22 and a 4th and 23 from the Patriots, man.
Look at that.
Do the Patriots have anybody in the backfield? I guess Damian Harris. I don't even know who anybody else they have.
They got 20 guys. They have 20 guys. Okay,
they always do, right?
They always do. The same guys too. James White's still there. A young kid, Ramondre Stevenson, is there, and they're talking highly about all of them. So they're going to try, probably, as it looks like, going to try to fit them all into what the Patriots are going to do this year.
And that's that's a good move from your Rams. Now it's big homie. Help out Matthew Stafford there a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly what we needed because even though he didn't get a lot of run in New England, he also didn't get a lot of tread on the tire. So he's still hungry, out here. And I think to be put in this situation when we lose the flexibility of Cam Akers, we could still have Henderson there, Fool's house. Rams house business is what I'm talking about right now. So now we add him so we don't have to worry about Xavier, who is should be the number 3 running back. So fit him right in there. That's our balance like we have with Malcolm Brown and all that. I'm getting deep with Rams business here. I know what it all is about, but it's a good acquisition. I'm going to show you how it pans out. I know how they're going to use it.
Hey, let's close it out with a shout out to my boy, famous Jameis Winston, baby. Got his eye sticks. Going to get that opportunity in New Orleans now. What did he say? He's going to sit down. You can be Robin until you have to be Batman.
Yep.
And then he's going to eat some dubs like a fool.
Yep.
Idiot needs to quit dancing and acting a fool.
That's your guy, man. That's your guy. They gave him the starting gig. We knew they would. We knew that they were going to.
Yeah.
So they weren't going to lose the asset of having Taysom Hill doing that stuff he was doing when Drew Brees was there. Why would you lose that asset? Even though he did lose a whole lot of pounds, it looks like. He looked like a lot stockier dude. So it looked like maybe he was training to become a quarterback. But, he's not as bulky. So, but still, I think that was a smart move by Peyton in New Orleans by doing that. And he looked good in that last game. Did you see the highlights? I saw his first couple drives there. Bang, bang, couple touchdowns. I know you saw those, and you were happy for him.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to tell you, don't be fooled by Jameis Winston, man. Not yet. Because he still threw into double coverage on that one touchdown. That boy saved him. Callaway saved him.
But if he didn't have his eyes fixed, he would have just threw that to the guy. Now he's got his eyes fixed. He's got that 20/20 vision. Excuse me. And now he's good. He's going to be throwing dimes, baby. Just like Trent Dilfer says. The dimes, baby. He's going to be throwing them.
Look, man. Hey, look. If he can put up that 30-30 projection, right, that he had, 30 TDs, okay, we know that we don't want him to throw 30 interceptions. That's horrible. If he can throw 15, if we allowed him 15, and which resulted to 5 more touchdowns, so he's a 35 touchdown guy. I don't know where it's going to come from looking at their threats till we see Kamara on the field. But, hey, he could be good, long as he has developed a little bit to not be so hasty and make better decisions.
All right, we got some NFC talk for you coming up in a second. I'm just going to close this section out with a Go Noles, baby. Go Noles.
You're listening to your weekly sports fix with Stix.
We're going to jump back into it. It is I, anonymous big homie, Stix, both in the house for the sports fix. We're going to break it down for you, but we're talking about NFC this go round. Okay, we're going to give you the NFC conference, and we're going to give you a little bit of preview. We just wanted to walk down each division to just talk about it amongst ourselves, right? So we can familiarize ourselves with what we think is going to go on, so we can be educated when we go out here and consider laying some of these futures on some of the win totals and thinking about how we're going to project the season to go out for some of these teams. So we'll hit it. We can go one division at a time. There's a lot of big moves. I think we can kind of glide through it, to be honest with you. So we'll walk down each one. I don't know. Let's take it how we got it laid out. I mean, the NFC, I think, might be the light division or the light conference this go around. It just seems like everybody is aging a little bit, and this is like
don't bet against Father Time, son. No one wins against Father Time.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. It just seems like a lot of teams got shook up, and now the players got, moved around. So you end up with the same couple teams, and you got some teams that are going to take some regression. So, I don't know. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the champions, the league with the champions in it. Okay, first, that is the NFC South. Okay, and as a division this year, they're playing as far as the schedule makeup goes, they're going to play the NFC East with their games and the AFC East. So what's crazy, the NFL, they're cooking stuff up. And I'm telling you, with some of these matchups, when we talk about it, they're trying to help you create the narrative on the way that you think about how these games will go out. And they're cooking up the stories. I like it, real WWE style. So Brady plays every team he played in a Super Bowl game, okay, on the schedule. That's crazy.
That's some in-depth homie investigation team shit, bro.
Yo,
for real?
Okay, so, I put a little bit extra on it. They don't play Seattle, which, of course, we know the Patriots. He played them.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the old bad experience that we had. I'm gonna stop bringing up old stuff, but
if you want to bring up old stuff, how we could talk about my TV too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to bring up old stuff. So, so we got KC, and of course, we know that Brady paid KC last year. So, which is real crazy. So we'll walk through it, and I think since we're on the topic of Tampa Bay, I mean, we might as well stay right there. A lot of people think that they should be, pretty prohibitive favorites coming out of this conference, and we'll find out why. You know what I mean? Should they got on the expanded season? So we're talking about 17 games now, the potential to go 17-0 in the regular season, adding one game. Where your bye is going to lay out is going to be important to the flow of what you're trying to do. If you're an older team, that's going to mess you all up. So Tampa Bay's got a nice middle ground, bye week. I think it's pretty normal. They would be like that in the regular season. But I think that they've got some nice little situations as far as the schedule goes. What do we have down as the win total for the projection for this year? What's Vegas talking about?
So we got NFC
12.
South. Ready?
Yeah, Tampa Bay, 12 games, right? So,
yep.
So they're projected a good 12-win team, and that's where I see it a little bit. But this is what I was talking about in terms of that Brady schedule situation. It's pretty funny. Check this out. Week 6, he plays Philly. He lost to Philly as a quarterback of the Patriots. Okay, and that's a Thursday night football situation. Week 11, they have the Giants. Twice he lost to. Okay, so two teams that he's lost to. Tom Brady gets motivation. You hear me? On Monday Night Football, he lost twice to the Giants. And then, of course, another good heavy matchup with them, with Buffalo coming over from the AFC in Week 14. So check out how Brady's schedule lays out. Because Tampa Bay is playing the NFC East, they're playing Washington. And you know what I'm saying? Or I'm sorry, they're not. I'm bad. They're playing Buffalo. They're playing Miami. They're playing the Patriots. We know what's going on with them in that Patriots game. That's going to be big. So I don't know. On one, where the schedule lays out, it looks like they could definitely be a good 13-win team. I don't know about all this perfect situation running the table, but, they could get it together. But like I said, the NFL definitely looks like they set up the table for them. What you think?
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Even though they're playing, I think in their division, I think they're easily gonna win the division, in my opinion, with the move out of Drew Brees out of New Orleans, Carolina with Sam Darnold and a new quarterback, and then who knows what Matt Ryan is gonna be doing down or over in Atlanta. And then the intriguing thing is AFC East. I like it. I like that they play Buffalo, Miami. Both teams that I believe are going to be very good, very competitive. Mm-hmm. And then who knows about, New England. Well, New England's always competitive as well. Yes, and then the Jets, who knows about what's happening over there. But with Robert Saleh, could be good, but
they don't look like they're ready yet. Like we talked about.
Not ready for a Tom Brady experience, right?
Yeah, exactly. But that's the way that their schedule lays out. So they have the good and the bad of that. Especially with this conference, because you have Atlanta, which is I think one of those teams that's about to take the big major step back, and I think they did so by getting rid of Julio Jones. We know about that. So the Todd Gurley experience did not work out like we thought. And so it's like a whole flux rebuild. They got Cal Ridley still there. I haven't seen them in preseason yet enough to say what they look like in terms of everything. But while we're talking about Atlanta, we'll talk about them real quick. Shoot. Atlanta's got a week 6, so they have a semi-early bye, I would think. Okay, having a week 6 bye. They've got to go to London week 5 and play the Jets. And then, of course, you got Atlanta, New England, my bad, on Thursday. And then they got a game against Buffalo. So I think they're going to have a rough road for Atlanta. It just doesn't look good because they lose one of their games by going over to London. We always know how that works out. We don't know if New England is out for revenge or Atlanta's going to be out for revenge. Maybe they get up for that game in week 11 to say, hey, we can beat the Patriots, even though Tom Brady's not there. But like I said, they're looking at what we looking at for them for wins this year in ATL. I think we had them at 7.5. So I don't know. I think the schedule is going to be rough for them, but I don't know.
Well, I think you said it.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I think you said it best, and not big homie. That they're going to take they're showing you to take a step back right now. I mean, I don't know where Vegas came up with 3.5 more wins from the 4-12 season last year after you get rid of Julio Jones. I know Julio didn't play a whole lot last year, but he played hurt or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I don't know where you get 3.5 wins when you're playing your division and then you're playing the AFC East. I mean,
what you think you got them down for less? You taking the
I'm gonna take the under. Yeah, I'll take the under on that, bro.
No, I thought I had them I looked at the schedule, so I probably cheated for the test. But I thought legitimately that they could be a 8-9 team. They could be an 8-win team. So I was thinking.
After looking at the schedule, you think that?
Yeah, that's me looking at the schedule. So, I don't know. They have winnable games if they can do the Atlanta thing, but, and get some points on the board. But I just don't know where they're coming from because I haven't seen them play. So, not having seen Atlanta and then you've been out here working. So I don't know, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to be in the mixture for winning the division, but I don't think that's a spot for us to sneak a good play on a future total on that 7.5 if we're both split on it. I think they could pull out but it's definitely some unders. We're going to find those too. Carolina's also in the division. We know that. We talked about Darnold coming to the Panthers. So to join McCaffrey out there, you got the new coach Rule in the house.
Second year in the helm, I think,
yep.
Right?
You got the systems in place, even though with, your engine to your ship was injured last year. So you haven't even put the engine in the car yet to see what was going on. So this is going to be a good little run for them to see if they have something or not. And, you got everybody taking these strategies of not playing the starters in the first half. We're not playing them at all in some of these precincts, so it's hard to get a good look. But we had Carolina had a low total. Oh, it was also 7.5. So see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that they now have a soft matchup or maybe an even matchup. I don't know how you want to slice it. Week 3 versus in Texas, but it's in Houston. That's a Thursday night game for them. So that's, how the schedule goes with that. But as it gets down to the end of their schedule, which is going to ultimately probably be the dagger in what happens with their season. But week 16 through 18, all of those is their division game. So they're clearly going to be out of it playing Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Tampa Bay back-to-back. It's going to be hard for them, even though their bye week is week 13. So I don't know. You got something extra on the Panthers, man?
Yeah, I wanted to, let's see here. What do we got? I was trying to check something while I was here. Christian McCaffrey only played 3 games last year. Yeah. A couple 1,000-yard seasons before that.
First year with the new coach, though, that would have been.
Right, last year, right? So
this is his first season with the new coach.
What's his role going to be now, And then now you got Sam Darnold in the mix too.
Yeah.
I mean, Jiminy Christmas, bro. Like it's hard for me I'm going to wait. Right now I'm going under.
Okay.
Right now I'm going under 7.5 as well with them because of the fact that I just don't understand. I don't see what their game plan is.
Yeah.
If we throw futures on this one, I'm going to throw it in, the week of, once we see what the final preseason games look like, what they roll out of, maybe what their game plan is and what they say.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, and it has Christian McCaffrey didn't play a whole lot his rookie year, but those 2 years that he did play were pretty solid. But you made a good point. You got a new coach. What's the game plan going to be? Is he a playmaker? I believe so. Is he a producer for the offense? Yes, but are they going to utilize him in that way? So hard for me to say, but and the backup quarterbacks after Sam Darnold is PJ Walker, former XFL guy I've talked about. I do like that kid.
Yeah, you were on it.
He's a good kid. I like him. And then they still got that Will Greer guy who started a couple games as well. But
hopefully you don't need those guys.
I was just going to say, hopefully that doesn't happen. But
do you think
Darnold's going to get his chance?
Yeah. But we'll close out on Carolina, but they have both of them at 7.5. If you had to pick one as a diehard, foot in the ground, 5 dimes kind of situation, which one would you say would be more of the over?
More of the over?
Yeah, because they're both at 7.5. Just talking about these first two.
Yeah, I would take Carolina as the over and Atlanta as the under.
So would I. All right.
Locked in.
Got
to talk about New Orleans.
All right. Oh, New Orleans, man! What you know about New Orleans? Here we go. This is your wheelhouse, man.
Hey, we just talked a little bit about Jameis Winston. They got they had 12-4 last year with Drew Brees and Taysom Hill. Boy got his eyes fixed. 9 is the over/under on this. I think we're probably going to agree on the division winner in this one. Just straight up, real quick, like you said. I mean, I'd like to see. I don't know. I think they're in the way, taking a step back too. They got money issues, all that stuff going on. I don't even know the story with Michael Thomas. They may trade his ass before. They may even trade his ass before the season starts to save some money. They still got a couple weeks or a week, 10 days to go or whatever it is. But they got them at 9 wins in this year, 3 games back from last year.
Okay.
The only reason I would even say this is a push, I'd probably say about 9 for these guys.
Hey, right there. I'm right there with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'd say 9 because I think Jameis is gonna actually cut down on those interceptions. A lot of those interceptions that he threw, lose games for your team, man. If you're 30-30, you're giving up a lot of possessions to the other team that you don't need to do. If this whole LASIK thing is straight and legit and it works, the dude could see the right jersey. We made fun of him for the last couple of years, when we're throwing all those interceptions. So we'll see. But I'd definitely say right at 9, in my opinion.
I agree 100%. I got him right here as even. Right? On the paper. Okay. For all the exact same reasons that you said. But I think that his arm is live. Everybody knows this. Okay. So it fits exactly what Sean Payton used to do all the way back when he had the wide receivers. They had Colson, even back to Joe Horn. They like to get the ball up in the air. That's kind of how Payton likes to rock it. And that's how he gets down. So, hey, I think there's a chance for him. He's here. And this is a big one I just thought about the other day. Jameis Winston hasn't had a crutch or a side hardcore like Kamara that he could go to when he get in trouble. And he could still make plays, you know what I mean? Wheel routes, things like that to make his life a little bit easier. He hasn't had a weapon like that. Tampa Bay was good, but they were good on the edges, okay, going deep. And he was throwing a lot of balls, making a lot of risks. So that could be a big feather in his cap. I don't know what you think about that, but look,
I agree 100%.
they have that week 6 situation too, as far as the bye with Atlanta, and they got a test right off the bat, or for both teams, I think. But for them, week 1, Green Bay in New Orleans. So we'll see how both of these teams' attitudes are. Rodgers too. They got week 7 up here in Seattle, Monday Night Football. Okay, up here. So week 7 weather should still be all right. It ain't gonna be anything major, but up here, Seattle. Week 12 at Buffalo. Week 12, I don't know what that weather is gonna be. Okay, and that's gonna be a Thursday night game. So they gonna have to do a little work.
100% agree. Who are you taking as the division winner in this?
Easy, far and away. It's crazy. I think the storylines are going to be crazy off the hook with Tom Brady going to all of these teams and all of the clips they're going to show. Like it's going to be a farewell, ride off, send off, but it's going to be crazy. I know it is. Of course, Tampa Bay, I have them up. So 13 wins clearly should be enough to run this division by far. If we're barely talking about Carolina being roughly 7 wins, we would pick them more than Atlanta as being an 8-win team. And then we're, barely going even with New Orleans. That pretty much gives the division to Tampa Bay out there, though.
100% agree, and us, big homie. 100% agree.
So, so that sums up that division. We might as well just scoot over. All right, we'll go to the AFC North and
NFC North.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. NFC North. I got to remember where I am sometimes. I'm on the right page. NFC North is going to be involved as far as the schedule makeup goes with the NFC West. So it's going to be trouble for them if they have those good road games out here on the West. And then they have the AFC North on their schedule. So you're going to see a lot of Baltimore's and things like this, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, big games as far as that goes. This division is like a train wreck, bro. But I don't even know where the stories are in this division. So, we can almost go right through because it's really just what goes on with Aaron Rodgers, right?
Right, yeah.
I mean, you could maybe build out a story about whether, Fields, when does he take the field? But, between the Vikings and the dudes up there not wanting to get vaccinated, pissing the coaches off, and that whole situation that they have going on up there, I don't know. But, as far as the long game on the division, but we'll talk about them as it relates to the win totals, though. So let's get into it.
Go ahead. Sorry. I was just going to say, if you want to talk win totals real quick, I'm just going to throw them out there.
Yeah.
They got Green Bay at 10, Chicago at 7.5, Minnesota at 9, and Detroit at 4.5. I guess I should have stated this earlier. So Green Bay was 13-3 last year with a not pissed off Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
And they only have him projected at 10 wins this year.
Yep.
What's that?
Yep.
And Chicago 8-8 last year, 7.5 projected this year. Minnesota 7-9, 9 wins projected this year. In my opinion, we should probably get on that now and hit the under with all the bullshit that's going on in Minnesota, in my opinion.
You see what I'm saying? So while we're on Minnesota, good point. You got, what's the core of the team? You got Kirk Cousins. You've got Dalvin Cook back there, heavy with the run game. The Jefferson's on the outside.
Jefferson, yeah.
I don't know if they got any compliments outside of that, but they always are known for coming with a heavy defense. What was their projection this year? 9 games?
9, and then 2 more from last year.
I have them even. Okay. I have them as far as from what I've seen. So remember what I talked about with the schedule makeup. So they're either coming out here potentially, or having to deal with Pittsburgh and those guys in rough situations. But Minnesota's got a week 8 matchup. That's in Dallas. That's a Sunday night football situation. They have to go to Baltimore Okay, that's part of the schedule makeup in the conference situation. In week 9, same thing, week 14 for a Thursday night against Pittsburgh. I mean, like I said, looking at their schedule, I think that they can do it with the basic makeup of their team. Now, I don't know about the drama. I mean, because I have them even. I just don't know how it'll turn out. So I called them even because the way I looked at the division.
Yeah, and I mean, Don Zimmer is probably done with putting up with all the bullshit. So I mean, do the players lose focus, and do they lose the respect for him when he's saying, you know what, look, I'm from the old school, you do it my way? Well, I don't think he's that type of coach, but maybe he gets there where he's like, quit fucking around. If you're not going to do this, you're not going to play. And I'm not talking about the shot. I'm just talking about, okay, well, whatever else is going on in the world, I mean, the locker room, you know,
right?
You guys aren't playing, then fucking throw in the towel. I'm done. This is my last year type thing. Who knows, man? I just don't see where they get 2 more wins, especially playing the NFC West, and then what did you say, Baltimore, and
they got the Baltimore, Pittsburgh,
Cleveland and Cincy.
Yeah, they got that situation going. So they're not getting handed. Their schedule didn't hand them some cake to begin with. They handed them a rough division on the schedule. You just hope
I'm going under.
At home. But some of these games, they aren't all going to be at home. So I don't know. Like I said, I feel like, a good, I don't know, maybe they got enough continuity to win more games. I mean, it's not a whole conversation about them, but we called them even. We'll move on. We'll do it like this. Detroit. Let's talk about Detroit because my guy, Goof, left Southern California, took off the Ram horn, and jumped on the Lion, went to Detroit, and they're in this division, okay? And with that number, excuse me, 4.5, I think it's just going to be all bad for them because I hear that offensive lineman that they grabbed in the first round ain't working out. You already have Brett Favre in your division. And who knows what goes on with
Did you just say Brett Favre?
Did I say Brett Favre?
Yeah.
Oh man, my bad. I'm tripping. Aaron Rodgers. I'm thinking Aaron Rodgers. Good catch.
That's clutch. That's clutch.
Good catch. But yeah, so I just don't see a lot out there for them. They've got a week 9 bye. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, they got to go up there week 2 as far as their schedule goes. You know how Detroit plays on Thanksgiving. That's versus Chicago in Detroit always, like they do it. But then they got to come up here for their second to the last game of the year. I don't know what that'll be. But Goof playing the Seahawks, which he's a little bit familiar with. We don't know. But not a lot needs to be said about Detroit and that they got 4.5. I still have them under that. I would think that you would too.
Yeah, I mean, I do just because, I mean, the new coach as well. Who knows what they're?
He's a wild boy.
Who knows what's going on over there? And they got your boy Goof. So I'm not really sold on him. If Stafford was still there, I would say Stafford could win you. Wins you 3 to 5 games by himself.
Yeah. He's been doing it. Yeah. So I don't know. Not a lot needs to be said about those guys. But I don't know if I would really run to the counter on that 4.5.
Yeah. Kind of a sketchy number.
I don't think that's one I would try because of this next squad right here with Chicago having maybe having a young up-and-comer play fairly quick out there, Justin Fields, first-round draft choice. But we've talked about it before, how much I've already been anticipating the week 1 matchup. Okay, if that rookie gets a chance to play, Aaron Donald gets a chance to eat. Okay, week 1 at the greatest arena in the world, SoFi. Sunday Night Football, that's going to be heavy. But I think we'll just blow through there. We know how that goes. Week 7, they have to go to Tampa Bay, though. So that's how their schedule played them. Okay. And then, of course, the game that they would have against Green Bay every year up in Green Bay. It's at week 14. So I don't know. Chicago doesn't have a lot to talk about. We talked about Fields prospects when we talked about how soon we thought he would get on the field. But yeah, I think that they could be an up team given what we're talking about as far as it being, I don't know, maybe they can squeeze out 8 wins. I mean, why
I mean,
not?
they were eight
in that
division last year. I mean, I kind of agree with you on that. I think 8 is a good number for them. I mean, shoot, they could get 2 in Minnesota and 2 in Detroit, and they're already halfway there, right? The 2 games they play them, they could get those 2 and 2 right there, in my opinion. So, and then I think you mentioned it. You did mention it in our previous episodes of Sports Fix with Stix and Anon's Big Homie that Dalton has the quickest hook, right?
Yep.
I think he really does with the I believe the Matt Nagy and something Pace character, the GM, are like on their last string. So the last straw, so to speak, in Chicago. So if they can't get to that 8-8, both those guys are probably out, as well as Justin Fields could be saving their jobs and give them one more year if Justin Fields does get into the game and saves their jobs. So right now, I'd say they're probably over 7.5 with that extra game. I think they can get that one. So we'll see.
Another one I would not run to the counter for, to throw something down for, but I would say it's definitely up as well. And then, of course, you have Green Bay. And the story that's going to be going down in Green Bay all year is going to be just as good as the Tom Brady schedule as far as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go. So everybody knows what went on with Aaron Rodgers in the offseason with Jeopardy and everything else, golf, the whole thing. We know how he gets down now, okay? Getting married, I think, again to big-time actress. So he's all out there, and he's letting everybody know about it. But as far as the Packers go, they've got that same schedule too. So guess what? Aaron Rodgers got to go to the Bay. Now think about this storyline that we could build up, because wasn't he in consideration of possibly trying to go back and play at home in the Bay Area for his hometown, San Francisco 49ers? Okay, they get a chance to, because Rodgers returns to the Bay week 3 at San Francisco. That's going to be heavy Sunday night football. So they don't have a cake schedule. They got to go out there. San Francisco is going to be tough. We know how they get down. The Chiefs in Arrowhead week 9. They got served that one. And then
Rodgers going to be ready to serve up a what, 2 and a half, 4 to show Mahomes, hey, kid, not your time yet.
He's going to have to. And then they've got the rematch from the divisional from last year.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
They got the Rams coming up to play Green Bay in week 12. So, they got a couple of things on their schedule. Green Bay, big favorite this year. They're getting 10. Now, we talked about a 17-game season, and where you find these wins at, you look at their division and you look at the potential of playing Arizona, and this kind of thing too, who is looking shaky, and we're going to get into that. But I don't know. I had Green Bay as a up. I had Green Bay up. Where'd you have them?
At 10 wins, they think they're going to fall back 3 wins from last year.
Easy 11-win team. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's an easy over on that one, in my opinion. And the only thing that I don't like about that is you keep talking about Rodgers getting traded to Denver by year's end. I hope that doesn't happen. I think that Rodgers is
in the season.
By the end of the season.
But it could happen in season.
Oh, in season. But no, I mean, I'm definitely taking the Green Bay and the over on this one. And like you referenced to with him and his new attributes that he's speaking out on the McAfee show every Tuesday, he's on there. The golf,
give me my tool.
The girlfriend,
yep.
Being more vocal. This could go one or two ways. Could be a detriment to him by being so out there to the public now, or B, this is a new Aaron Rodgers ready to make sure when he matches up with Brady, if they get to the NFC Championship game, he says, I ain't going nowhere, and I put on this bravado, and I'm my guy now. He's already talked about the front office in Green Bay. He put them in their spot. The confidence that Aaron Rodgers has in his game is unbelievable. I think 10 is silly. I think 10 is so stupid to have.
In that division.
Yeah.
They could sweep the division.
Easy.
That's 6 games right there.
Yeah. So I'm definitely in the over on that one, homie.
I would agree. Okay, so we done ran through it. So clearly, do we really need to say who we think that who the division winner will be?
I think we both agree with Green Bay on that one.
Hands down. So that was the NFC North. Oh man. Okay, let's pull up to a dumpster fire real quick. See if we still want to stare at it.
Yeah.
The NFC East. Okay, which was, I don't know, to say at least, it was a crazy dumpster fire last year. As far as what was going on over there. It was just all bad. Everything from the Cowboys, me calling it at the same time last year, telling you the Cowboys' weapons going to be heavy in the game, and then boy, man.
Crushed. What was it last year? 6.5, I think, right?
I think so.
And they hit the under on that, and I said under.
I mean, you look at it, and this is a tough one. But as far as the schedule goes, so for no surprises, they're going to be tangling with the NFC South when it comes down to how their schedule was going to get laid out. So some Tampa Bay potentially, some New Orleans potentials. And the NFC West, we'll hand you that one. We'll hand you a Kansas City. Okay.
AFC West, yeah.
AFC West. Did I say that again?
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah,
I'm listening.
All right, I'm rolling. So anyway, I don't know what this division is. It could be extremely competitive because all of them seem like they have to come back and get something that maybe they've had before that's left on the table, except for the football team. Okay, so they're the up-and-comer. So we'll start with them first because they're got a total rebuild going on. We know about Fitzmagic and that acquisition to be starter. They called it out. No big thing. But they've got games against that division that they're in. So are they going to be tug of wars or are they all going to be pushovers? We don't know yet. But last year it didn't look good out there. So they got to go out to Kansas City. We talked about that. That's week 6. Oh, actually, they get Kansas City at home, actually. My fault. And then Seattle goes out there to D.C. for Monday Night Football in week 12. And then they got that wild card rematch from last year with Tampa Bay at home in week 10. So I don't know. The number for Washington is 8.5. What was the win total last year?
7-9 last year to win the division.
do they have 2 wins in them with that schedule, having the NFC, having Seattle randomly thrown in to their schedule, and then having the KC and the Tampa Bay. It's just going to be whatever their division is. I don't know, but I have them up. Go ahead. For the same reasons, a lot of the same reasons you might say, I think Fitzmagic is enough of an upgrade from Tyler Heineke or Heineken to get them 2 more games sprinkled throughout the season. Okay.
And I like their defense in this division. And I mean, their defense was stellar last year. So, I mean, they did lose those games, but it wasn't necessarily because of their defense last year. Mm-hmm. And the thing too is, you said the AFC West, right?
KC, Denver.
Yeah, the only problem I have with that of them playing the AFC West is the gunslingers in the AFC West with Mahomes, Carr, and Herbert, young boy Herbert. Yeah. But I think their defense can maintain that part and
to say they're going to be tested.
Win some games. Yeah. So I'm definitely on the over on this too, especially with the Giants. Who knows what the hell's going on there? Dallas, everybody thinks that they're going to make this, great comeback with Dak being there all year if he's healthy. And then Philadelphia, who knows what's going on there. So,
well, let's talk about it right now. Philly, we don't know what the hell's going on out there. We talked about at the top of the program that Minshew is an addition to the squad at the quarterback position. What that does in the immediate short term, I don't know. Probably nothing. I don't think that shakes up their starting rotation in any way, but it is what it is. They're given a number projection this year of 6.5, right? So starting with that, I mean, they have their division again. I mean, but they have they play at Dallas week 3, and that's a divisional, and then you have their matchup with Tampa Bay, but it's going to be at home in Philadelphia, and that's a Thursday nighter. But their schedule is their schedule. It's nothing really intriguing, but can they pull out 6.5?
See, this is an interesting question to me now that you see before today's transaction with Gardner Minshew getting there, right? I would say 100% under with the new coach. 100% under is what I would say. However, if the new coach has a quick hook on Hurts, I think that and they don't go to Flacco and they go to Minshew, I think Minshew can win you a couple of those division games against Dallas and New York, and maybe even split with the Washington football team. So it's all up in the air right now, but 6.5 as of right now, I would say under in this aspect. I would say under. Their defense is getting older, and they only won 4 games last year. I would have to say under unless Minshew is named the starter. Minshew's named the starter, I'd take the over all day. And we know that's not going to happen when he just got acquired today.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, there's nothing interesting right there. I don't know. I looked at their schedule just because of the rest of their division and thinking they could probably kick up a little bit of dust with, again, they have to go against, the Chargers coming up, Vegas doing their thing. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that maybe they can get a 7, but I don't know. I'm starting to rethink that. But we know what it is. I was going to say that they could be a 7-win team, but just to get that one over, because there's only so many wins out there. But with that division, I'm definitely not running to the counter to get a ticket on that. The Giants we talked about right now, they're talking about getting Vegas is saying they're a 7-win as far as what the insiders are talking about out there. And I mean, again, nothing really weird on their schedule, but of course they're going to have the KC matchup, and then they're going to have the Tampa Bay matchup. You have them in week 8 and week 11, but we don't know what the Giants are. I don't know where my man Saquon Barkley is right now. Okay, He's a ghost. So I don't know what I'm getting there. I don't know if I got Daniel Jones growth, progression. I don't know what I have on the outsides anymore. Is those same old names, Slayton and the other kid? I can't name them all. But anyway, not a Giants fan. But is that what they're going in with? Because I don't know that they've made a splash anywhere else. So I don't know. I just give them 7 wins because I don't know what that division is. So I call them.
Yeah, just even it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what about Dallas? What you got on Dallas? 6-10 last year, over under 9. How do you go 3? How do you go 3 wins better with that debacle of Jerry Jones and HBO Hard Knocks and Mike McCarthy in his second year? I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I have nothing else to say. I called the under last year at 6.5. I'm calling the under 9 easily.
What? Okay. Well, see, here we go. I'm firmly planted. See, now I know when I'm wrong. Okay. And I know when I'm being stubborn and just holding on to something because I said it. And
you do, for facts.
Last year, I told you what I thought was going to happen, not what actually happened, but I told you what I thought was going to happen this time last year in regards to the amount of weapons that they had on that team and what they would be able to do based on their performance, in the year before that. I thought that they were pretty good money without the Ezekiel shenanigans, but I thought that they were starting to become good money because they was getting cohesion together. And I'm going to stay there with these dudes. I mean, because I don't know what this division is. That's all I'm saying. Since I don't know what this division is, I think that they can be okay. But when you have the matchup off the rip week 1 in Tampa Bay, now, granted, you got great weather, but that's a Thursday night game, so you get to jump off first, and then you get a mini bye week as you go into week 2. But, I mean, you got that. You have a Vegas game, Vegas comes to Dallas for the Thanksgiving situation. That's week 12 is Thanksgiving, like we talked about on the last show. Week 13, they have the matchup in New Orleans. So that's the spinner in theirs because Dallas, real close to New Orleans as far as regional situations go. And that's a Thursday night game in week 13. And they have a week bye on the week 7. And I don't know. Like I said, man, I think they have enough. I think that they are good enough for me to throw over on that.
Over on 9, 2 wins better than last year. Granted, they'll have
nice buns, soft, fluffy, and ultra low net carbs. Discover Hero Bread, the delicious ultra low net carb bread with incredible taste and texture. Hero Bread has 0 grams of sugar and is under 100 calories per serving. Plus, high in fiber with 5 to 10 grams of protein per serving. Order from hero.co now and get 10% off your first purchase with promo code AH10. That's 10% off with code AH10. HERO.co.
Hopefully have Dak all year just for the sake of Dak's health. And
dude, look, man, with the expansion of the game, I think that they could be a 10-17. Okay, he's going to take some 7 losses, but look at that division. The reason why I say that is because, first of all, granted, those were my thoughts before watching Hard Knocks. Now, I never watched Hard Knocks before, but since I said this about the Cowboys last year, for whatever reason, this year, since they're doing it for Dallas Cowboys, I decided to watch it, and I've been watching it, and the dude gets semi-hurt again. Dak Prescott, me talking about.
Right.
So, but Ezekiel Elliott, he's looking jovial. He looks like he's ready. CeeDee Lamb, in his face, he looks like he's about to pull a Michael Irvin. He's about to be that guy. He just has the swag, right? So I don't know if it's because Dallas knows how to sell it, and they got me sold, or is there a chance that the ship is falling apart because of these injuries, and that's what's going to mess up their ability to get back to where they usually like being?
Who you got for the division champ?
I got Washington, man. Because
I thought you were rolling something different. That's what I got too.
Because I think that if I'm not mistaken, in my original notes, hold on really quick. Let me go back. Give me a half a second. It looks like in my notes that I have Washington and Dallas tied, but I have over by both of them. So that would mean I meant Dallas at a 10 win, Washington at I don't know. I thought I was thinking Washington. Okay, well, maybe I was giving Fitzmagic a little bit more credit. Maybe I was because my original notes I'm looking at, it says 10-win team by both of them, but Washington wins the division by some weird tie-breaking situation. So that's what I have originally, but I do have Dallas again getting in
with the over 9, huh?
Yeah. I think so, man. But like I said, we don't know what that division is. If we had a little bit more information, that would probably help us out a little bit more if they played some of these guys in the games, starters, QB1s, and this kind of thing. We'd be able to have a better assessment. But we'll move on. NFC West, though, the hometown, the home coast.
Let's go.
Okay, it's going to be heavy out here, and it's going to be a lot of regression is going to happen this year. And I think it's going to be some moving around of the usual suspects, okay? But as our schedule makes out for our division, the NFC West, end up playing the NFC North. So you have your Green Bays and you got all of that business going on, but you also get, no spoiler, you get some good matchups. And then also the AFC South. So you get your Houstons and all of that. Okay. So we got a chance to get some money out here. Okay.
Whoa. Yeah.
So it's going to be heavy. So I don't know. Let's just do it like this. Let's start with Arizona because I think that a lot of people think that they have probably the biggest upside.
On paper, they should.
Huh?
On paper, they should.
Exactly. They add AJ Green. We don't know what that is or going to be, but it seems like a good acquisition. We'll see. Arizona, they've got a matchup with Houston thrown into their schedule, so they get an easy one thrown at them in week 7. They do have a Green Bay home game on a Thursday night. And then strangely enough, in this season, for whatever reason, the NFL decided to do a Christmas game. That shows you how much of a boss hog the NFL is about this business. Okay. The NBA traditionally is the spot for TV for Christmas. Okay. That's a known thing that's always been the Christmas game on NBC. Okay. That part of the NBA schedule comes out before everything else.
Right. They talk about that 6 months in advance.
So the NFL says, for week 16, we're going to have a Saturday Christmas game. And in that game is Arizona. So they get a home game versus the Blue Horseshoe, Indianapolis, and that's week 16. So the Cardinals, man, 8.5 is the number. I think that they're a 9-win team.
Half a game better than last year. 8-8 last year. Hampered Kyler Murray towards the end of the year. Maybe had some arm fatigue. Maybe just beat up a little bit. Well, we all know the NFC West kicks each other's ass. So I
think the good thing for them at their level, where they are coming up, to get on your schedule, Houston, Indianapolis. You get Tennessee in there too, but and you get the Jags, but you get some chances to really go out there and make something happen and put some W's up.
I agree, yeah.
So I had them over, like I talked about. So I think they could be a factor in the whole situation. We'll have to see what they have, though. Okay. We got to do it like this. Since we both have mutual enemies, okay, we have to do it like this. We'll go to the 49ers.
Let's go.
Division, heavy rival, the most hated, but you got to respect them because they continue to build. They keep doing it, and that's what we don't like. Everybody hates losing to the 49ers for I don't know how long. It's just a bad look, especially for us in this division. We know about these kind of things. So right now, they have they're giving them a whole lot of love for some reason. Okay.
Yeah, they are.
With the 10.5 is what Vegas is talking about. I think they're trying to get everybody to take the U. Now, that's not what I originally thought, but that's what that tells me. Okay.
I mean, I can see where I somewhat get where they have them. I don't know how they get them projected at 10.5, but I know they had all those injuries last year. A lot of players missed games and all that. And their defense was pretty solid, before all those injuries. But,
what's really there?
What is the what do you want to say? What? Is it the coaching with Shanahan? I mean, the quarterback debacle that they have between Trey Lance and Garoppolo. I don't think they've named a starter yet, have they?
No. But is that what you're saying? Are you saying they're giving them credit for that?
No. I meant they're giving them credit for them being healthy to start the season.
Okay.
But
okay.
In the debate against 10.5 would be, in my opinion, I'm taking the under. Even though they may split with the division, it just always seems that way. They always get one from Seattle. They always get one from Rams. They always get one from Arizona. The division beats up on itself.
Yeah.
But I just don't think Shanahan is going to be able to is Shanahan going to be able to put all the pieces together and get everybody on the same page? If something does start to happen, does it go downhill like it did last year? I think they were picked to win the division last year, or damn near close to it. So yeah, I just don't see their 4.5 games better, especially if, no, I just don't.
Hey, I'm glad.
I apologize to my San Francisco fans out there, or our San Francisco fans. I was going to say, my assistant, shout out Jacob Campbell. He's a hardcore 49ers fan. I just don't see it, bro. I just don't see it.
Neither do I. I mean, I don't know what called me to that. I just thought that was a pretty big number to give that team with. That's why I asked you, do you think that Vegas is giving them credit for that? Like, those are positives or reasons why they got more W's in their bag than anybody else? I don't know. You had a week 3 matchup. That's a Sunday night football. It's in Levi. And that's the game we talked about before with the Aaron Rodgers coming back. You got the divisional matchup Monday Night Football. Now the Rams coming up. We're coming up on week 10, live TV. And then the NFL is always cooking. Week 15, because of the way that the schedule lays out, they get Atlanta. So you get Shanahan going back to play Atlanta in week 15. You probably don't even want to be back over there after, being, up 23, But, hey,
28-3.
Yeah, they're cooking. So I don't know. I got them down. I'm glad you agreed on that. That's cool. Now let's get into this business. Hey, if you want to give your own presentation, I will let you. Okay. But, man,
roll it. Go ahead.
Let's get into this Seahawks situation, man. They are being given the same number or a lower number than the 49ers, which is absolutely shocking to me. Okay. But I think once I looked at the schedule, once I saw the schedule, I said there's some opportunity for Seattle and the Seahawks. Now, but here's my problem. Before I get into anything else, though, I think either Coach Pete is losing the mojo of keeping everybody there, or the athlete is different. Something's happened because people are, they're starting to ruffle some feathers. Now they gave your boy Adams some money that he's been asking for, got him signed. Y'all can look up the details of the contract. But
like $70 million, I think we talked last week, 4 years, yeah. $70 million, yeah.
So, but there's some other things that I think severely need to be addressed, primarily because you had a lot of talking, just in the same vein as Aaron Rodgers, I think, in the offseason about needs of the team addressed by Russell Wilson. And what do we have with Seattle? Do we have the same? We have pretty much what I think is the same product on the field. Carson is still back there, if I'm not mistaken, as a one. You know who QB1 is. On the outside, same outside threats as last year, as far as I know. I don't know any other new threats that are involved in the offense right now, but I think Russell's concern is the quality at the offensive line. And I don't know if he got that, because right now, as you talked about, Dwayne Brown is talking about he needs some money too.
Yeah, right. Yep, 100%.
So I don't know whether you hate it or love it. I know you ain't gonna love it, but I have the Seahawks taking a step back this year, and primarily because, again, it's almost like one of those the lion who got wounded. So very ferocious and scary, right? You don't want to run up on it, but he's wounded now. This might be the time for a young buck to take some shots. And I think this is where maybe Arizona steals some shots from them where they normally might not, or be very competitive when they normally might not. And I think, again, having to play San Francisco, and if Vegas is right, okay, they think that San Francisco's got something cooking, whatever it is. I don't know which quarterback that was, because we thought that Trey Lance is going to play this year at some point. So, right. You got the Rams week 5. That's a Thursday night game. Then Pittsburgh is on their schedule. That's an old Super Bowl rematch, but you have to go out to Pittsburgh for that one. That's live on TV, Sunday Night Football. And then the shot at Frisco, week 13. Week 9 bye, right in the middle. But yeah, no, I had them low, man. I got them under. I didn't write a number next to it, but the number is 10. So to me, if I didn't write a number down next to it, that tells me I was thinking they're a 9-win team.
Well, Anas, big homie, I can't necessarily fault you for that. I mean, I'm not gonna berate you and say you're crazy, you're tripping, because I could very well see your points and very well see that happening. Just because I'm a homer, I'm saying 12-4 last year. I think before they take the step back, like every team does take a step back sometime in their
got to do it before you go forward.
Well, I don't think it's going to be this year. I think they're going to get Dwayne Brown figured out. I don't know if you referenced this earlier. Did you reference the Diggs situation as well?
No, I think we talked about that offline, but tell me about that.
So I haven't even heard this, but enlighten them real quick on the Diggs situation.
Oh, right. I was telling you, the Diggs secondary Seattle Seahawks saying, and has not practiced. I heard this story originally 2 days ago. And then when I woke up this morning, that was another thing that was flashed across the screen. Like there was a point being made, except for this time, aside from him making his point, not showing up to practice for 2 days, they got speak from Coach Pete. So clearly now Coach Pete is being asked about this. And you know how that goes with contract situations. And then now they're asking the coach about what happened because this player decided to do this. And Pete says, hey, player empowerment, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to talk about everything he said, but he has the right to do that if that's how he feels in regard to his position. And I'm like, is this really what Pete's about to be dealing with this year? To be honest with you. And that's a lot of what I was talking about, because I had Lockett on my fantasy team last year. Now, if you look at his total fantasy production, you would say, oh, he was serviceable. In some places, you would say he lights them up. But most of he only had 4 good games, and he had a whole bunch of zeros and some bad luck stuff happening. Okay, so I don't know if they need another weapon and move him inside. I don't know. Like I think we talked about this before. I don't know if it's schematically something needs to be changed, or does Pete need to go? Because I think that was the conversation we were having a while back.
Right.
Does it need to be that? And I don't know, but I'm just saying I don't know what they got with Arizona coming up, and 49ers are always rebuilding.
Well, let me start with this. I mean, as you referenced to, they play the NFC North and the AFC South, right?
Yeah.
And so the AFC South, you got Tennessee, Indy, Houston, and Jacksonville. That could very well be 4-0, right?
Right.
Depending on where Tennessee goes, Indy, who knows? Houston and Jacksonville, if you lose those games, you're a chump, right? And then you also said the NFC North, same thing, Chicago, Minnesota, and Detroit. Who knows how those teams are heading? Green Bay, yes, a challenge, always plays well.
Yep.
On Thursday Night Football, or let's see, what'd you say? Green Bay. Well, whenever they play Green Bay, November 14th, at Green Bay. So that could be, challenging for them. So, but I mean, taking yes, I see how the Vegas odds would say 10 wins from 12 last year. I see where they're getting that from. I'm being confident in this one. I'm saying over 10 due to the fact that they're going to get it all figured out one last year, even though Pete Carroll and John Snyder were both extended on their contracts, I believe, to 2024, 5, maybe even 26. Okay. I don't know. But I just think that I really have good observations or whatever for this team, future stats for these guys. I think they're going to figure it out. Russell has never been the MVP. We've talked about this before. Never even hardly gets any votes, right? So maybe it's his time to shine. I mean, he's going to have to go against Aaron Rodgers again, and just like always, and probably Brady this year. But if this is the year for them to either take this to do very, very well, or it's going to be a debacle, just like you referenced to, and us big homie is an under. Because if they don't hit the over, they don't win the division, in my opinion. Exactly. But against those two, those two divisions, I think they have a very good opportunity. But then again, so does the rest of the division, right? They play the same team. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yep, that is the story on them. And I guess we might as well move on to this little cool team that I heard of called the Los Angeles Rams. Now, everybody knows major moves have happened, creating a Matt Stafford sighting in Los Angeles in a Rams uniform, updated uniforms that are new, but look like the old ones, okay? Doing a flip. So we changing the attitude, I guess, out there. New stadium, everybody knows what. It looks amazing, okay? I need to get up in there because I think that's like space age situations. But regardless, I think that puts them in a tough situation this year because of the way that their schedule breaks down, given the teams that we play, plus having to survive the NFC West by itself. Okay, I think it's going to be tough. I mean, they have to put it together. The parts, we know Matt Stafford talked about. Most recently, after the injury to Cam Akers, we have the addition of Sony Michel from the Patriots. I think they gave up a 6 next year and then a 4 the net following year, or vice versa, something like that. But a little shiftiness back there to get us back to the 2 running back set that they like running. Same parts in place from the wide receiver. We got Whitworth back in the game, old, but back in the game. On the O-line, O-line performed okay last year. The defense, we already know what it is. It's monsters over there, Aaron Donald, yada, yada, yada. We can go on. But the schedule says that they got some matchups out there because it's not goof anymore. So I can't say I know what I'm going to be looking at week 1 because I haven't seen it in preseason. No ones have I seen in any clips. Okay. So for me, I don't know anything. Okay. And I check them out on the app, but that doesn't tell me a lot. But the schedule tells me Tampa Bay comes to LA week 3. Is Tampa Bay coming out to prove a point, or are they doing the old Patriots? I'll lose a couple games at the beginning of the season to learn more about myself.
Right.
No, that's not what Brady's up to. No, that's a New England thing. Brady's not up to that. So you got a game right.
He's going for 17-0.
That's what I'm saying. The talk is out there. So
he's had a whole year to learn the offense, whole year to work with his team.
Yeah, he's not playing. So week 7, we talked about it. Okay, I alluded to it a couple episodes back. But week 7, guess who comes back? Goof returns. The schedule makers are crazy with these stories. I'm trying to tell you. Goof returns to SoFi in a Detroit uniform week 7. That's going to be crazy. Okay, a win for us, clearly. But, we know what it is. Week 9, Tennessee Sunday night game. Like I said, the schedule is out there. I wrote down, I have them up, but I have them as an 11-win team. I feel like 11-7 is sufficient with the schedule that they were given. Because I couldn't find any more losses, really. I mean, but I still don't know what we have yet. So, but I have San Francisco at 10, which would have been an under, right? Correct.
Yeah.
So, that tells me what I thought. Okay, so, but not knowing what Vegas knows.
You got all these teams winning 10 games in the division?
No, I don't. I have San Francisco winning 10 games because of the way their schedule lays out with Atlanta, Carolina, and all that. They have match while they're trying to come up. That might be an opportunity for them. So I had them as a 10-win team, taking the under on the 10.5. And I have the Rams as an 11-win team. I mean, 11-6 is not bad. I mean, that should be enough with a tough schedule.
I mean,
so that would lead me to believe that the Rams is the division winner, and clearly the 49ers are getting in somewhere, unless they end up losing 9 games or winning 9 games instead of 10.
Ooh, I have a question for you, Nas, big homie. I'm not even gonna partake in the over/under on the Rams because I really don't know. I don't know what I see in that 10.5 from 10 last year. The thing that worries me first of all, the positive part is you got Stafford 100% in. He wins you games, and he wins you at least. I mean, if you look at it,
a one-game upgrade over Goof, right?
Exactly. 100% agree with you, and that's why I can't pick this. But the reason why I can't pick this is the second part of the situation that I want to talk about is everything I've discussed, and I've always said the quarterback, can win you this many games. We referenced Fitzpatrick winning you a couple games, whatever, right? But the problem I have with this, and I don't know where it goes, is are they going to be any team 100% healthy, like you referenced to Whitworth getting older?
Unknown, right?
He's a big piece of that offensive line, right?
Yes, huge.
But also no Malcolm Brown, no Cam Akers. And that's what scares me a little bit about picking an over under on this, because Cam Akers this year, healthy, 1,000-yard rusher easily, 1,500-yard rusher easily. In my opinion, I guess they need to go from 1,000-yard rusher to probably at least a 1,500-yard rusher if they added these 2 games over the last, how many years has it been now? Like 10, 15, 20 years or whatever?
Something like that.
Yeah. So With Cam Akers, no Malcolm Brown, like you referenced to last year many times, and we've discussed on the podcast a lot. They had the three-headed monster back there, Malcolm, Cam, and who's the new?
Darrell Henderson.
Henderson, yeah. Those three dudes. That's the thing that scares me, but now that they got dude from New England, what the hell's the name?
Sony Michel.
Michelle, yeah. I almost said White for some reason. But yeah.
We'll take James White too.
You probably will. But yeah, I'm a teeter-totter, but I would not be surprised if they go over. But if they go over, then that means my Hawks will be the under, in my opinion.
There's only so many wins out there. But see, I'm not looking at it with 100% rosy glasses neither. But like I said, I'll be the first one to say that I don't know what there is there, but I just think that they have 11 wins in them because they did lose some defense, which is one of the pride and joys of what is built out there. Our starting safety is playing for Cleveland Browns. Rudy will be happy to know that he's out there playing strong safety for them, hidden. Okay, that was one of the first moves. A couple people leaving. We also lost another somebody in the secondary. So there's some younger names out there in the secondary too. Tyler Rapp is still there. Jalen Ramsey's still there. They alluded to watching the LA broadcast that they're going to try to do something different with Jalen Ramsey in the secondary. I don't know what that is. Is that like some Troy Polamalu type situations? I don't know. So he's not playing corner 100% of the time, but they said this on the broadcast. I caught it, so I don't know what that means. But there looks like there's something new there. But like I said, the secondary, we did lose some stuff there too. So that's part of what I'm saying is I don't know what is all there. Because if the pass rush is there and the quarterback doesn't have time, then we could save the secondary a little bit on the pass rush. But yet and still, the schedule makeup, it is what it is. And I still have a game in Seattle. I still have a game in Levi in San Francisco, Santa Clara, or to be exact, or what have you. I still have to go to Arizona once a year. Playing the NFC North.
The greatest division in sports.
Yeah. Never know.
Man, so, Anon's big homie, to close it out, I know you already have your wild card teams.
I think I do. Man.
And before we get into that, though, everything I just said is probably going to be irrelevant when I pick my wild card teams because I just talked so much shit about these guys and how they're not going to hit the over and they're not going to be any good. But this division, the whole conference is legit solid. I think you have, like we referenced to, I think you can lock in Tampa Bay, Washington football team, Green Bay, and Seattle and LAR for the top 5 spots, right? As you will put out your homie hardline rankings every week, Anon's big homie.
Yep.
Excuse me. I think those 5 are going to be a lock in every week for the most part, right?
Yep, I think that's easy.
So where in the fuck do you get your wild card teams from, dog?
Okay, all right. So
while you're talking, I'm still gonna have to decipher my notes here
go
because
ahead.
I still have no clue.
Go ahead. I'm gonna give you a second real quick. So, all right, we know a little something, okay, but I don't know shit. Okay, Vegas knows a whole lot, okay, and they got the history of knowing, okay. Sometimes you have to look at the number and find, when you're running up to the counter, clearly you're looking for the edge or the best value. You ain't going to cut it this close when you're talking about playoff teams, but their projected win totals are going to help you out because they know something, okay? Unless something catastrophic happens, okay? That kind of thing. But other than that, they know something. They lead me to believe that the Rams and the 49ers are equal teams. So under that assumption, one of those guys are clearly in the playoffs. Okay, do I have them there? Yes, to be honest with you, that's exactly what I have. I think because of this division, and I feel bad saying, giving the soliloquy like I did before the Seahawks, but I really think that there's something bad cooking up over there when you got your one of the twins wanted to go back and play for a team in Florida, back in hometown, want to go play for the Jaguars, no less. And so what is the secondary aside for Jamal Adams? There's just a lot going on. Russell's been talking. I don't know. So I think that's where some wins might come from. Okay, I don't know this for sure, but that's what kind of Vegas is telling me based on what I was thinking. I think Arizona's going to steal a couple of those games. They get some games somewhere. Okay. And I think, again, I have 49ers. I have them under, but I have them as a 10-win team. Okay. So if I have them as a 10-win team, they're clearly one of my wild cards. Okay. So let's do it like this. I'm going to do it going reverse order. Carolina, hell no. Minnesota, hell no. Detroit, hell no. Atlanta, hell no. Giants, hell no. Philly, hell no. Okay, then we'll stop. All right. So that leaves me with considering New Orleans. That's a good argument can be put up right there. Chicago, they got a stout defense. They got some players. They got all the parts. But what's up at quarterback? Okay. And then you have Dallas. And again, given what I've already said last year, I got to stand on this because without injury, I still haven't seen the Cowboys, the new Cowboys experience yet. I only got a glimpse when they were putting it together on the back half of the season before COVID, before dude got injured. Okay, so, and he was leading the league in the first half of the year before he got injured. Okay, he was starting to light things up. So, but Hard Knock shows me a little insight. He might still be hurt, kind of. Okay, and they're looking at it. They know more. The team knows a little something. They know something's there. Is there a lingering injury going on there? I don't know. But from what I know, that would still give me more confidence to put them over Chicago for sure. New Orleans, we said that they're a 9-win team because we called them even. Dallas, I had them as I had Dallas as a 10-win team. So clearly 2 10-win teams they're in. Okay. And then I wrote down, again, we don't know. Seattle could be, as far as playing the number or playing the games, I should say, not the number. Seattle could be a dark horse because they could be everything they always are. Okay. So then you have those games. Or, like I said, Arizona's going to be the one to steal those games if Seattle starts dropping games and there's games to win in that division.
So who was your wild card? San Francisco, Dallas, and
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
So
I have the
because
same
New Orleans
thing.
is the only other 9-win. Okay. So it would be if Seattle ends up being that 9-win team, it would be out of Seattle and New Orleans. But I had New Orleans, and under my dark horse, I had Seattle. So that's
they're on the fringe.
2 9-win teams, and that could be the 6th seed.
Yeah. So I don't know how this is possible, but I'm obviously going with your Rams as a wild card, and I'm rolling with New Orleans as a wild card too.
Who wins the division if the Rams are the wild card?
Seattle. I said that in the beginning. So
I could have swore you also said I ain't gonna give the Homer opinion on this neither. But look,
no, I said I'm gonna be a Homer opinion on that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, because I took the over, so I'm gonna have to stick with the over on that one.
Okay, wait a minute.
They're gonna win the decision with the over.
The over is 11. So they're
Seattle.
They're 11-win team. So
see, I still have 10. I still have 10. So
you had them even. So you have them even.
No, I have Seattle is over 10 wins, 12-4 last year, but over 10 easy, yeah.
That's 11-win team.
Yeah.
So so they're the clear away the division winner.
Right.
And what did you have for the Rams again? Under?
I didn't pick. No, I couldn't do it. It could go either way. That's why.
What'd you have for the 49ers? You had the 49ers 10.5. What'd you have? Under, right?
Yep. See, that's why. Yeah.
So under what? Did you mean like under 10 or did you mean like under 9? What kind of team are they?
Hey, they're under 10.5 because that's what I'm going off of.
I like that.
But the sleeper pick here, I don't even know if this is possible. So I said Rams and New Orleans. Out of, like you just referenced to, no, hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no. I got to go with Arizona. I don't know how it works, but I think all three teams get in. I'm taking San Francisco out of it because I'm not sold on them. As far as your pick, and I'm not going with Dallas either. So I'm going with LAR and Arizona as different from what you have. So
okay.
That's just like I said, that division, the whole thing is just the whole not division, whole conference is crazy.
Well, I'm glad you prefaced at the top saying that you might contradict yourself.
I did, right?
I'm glad you said it, circling back to the top, okay? Because I don't know how that's going to work. But you notice how, now it's not because, and maybe it might be partially because this is our home division right here, so we could speak with a little bit more fire about it than maybe we could the NFC South, right? But I'm sure there's somebody in the Florida area, having commentary about, what they think the Bucks are going to do. So, but at the same time, I think that there's a lot of stuff going on in this division that you can make an argument for a whole lot of stuff in this division. And I don't think a lot of other divisions have that, because if you look at Vegas giving the Rams, saying the Rams and the 49ers are equal teams and the Seahawks are only a half game worse. That is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're saying that Arizona's a 9-win team because the line is 8.5. Okay.
Yeah, it could go south real quick for any team, real quick.
I don't know, man. I had Arizona here till I saw that game, and Kyler Murray went in there for a couple of drives, and it didn't look good. Now, granted, Hopkins not out there, AJ Green not out there, but even with, it looked like there was no continuity there. There wasn't no flow. So I don't know. Even though I have them up, I'm gonna be down on them in the division, because I think they'll learn a couple of things off of last year's performance that they had, and then acquiring a couple people. But it's going to be a slow progression for them.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild football year. So, hey, we appreciate everybody sticking around for the whole NFC National Football Conference talk.
Yeah, that too.
So, we appreciate the sorry for the length, but that's just how we do it. We get it into it and got it real in depth to make sure that we get it all out there for y'all. And so, hey, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. Go to thisisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch wire there from the Funner family. The producer at Chris_Donovan still has that 10% up there for everybody out there. So go check it out. Follow me on Twitter at Stix015. Follow this guy and Nas Big Homie on Twitter at homie_anonymous.
You could do that.
Football season is here. Brother, time to make some money. We got a lot of things popping off. Personally, for me, hopefully, knock on wood, in the future.
Yes, sir.
And as a team that we've been for, I don't know, what is it, a year and like 8-9 months now? Almost damn near 2 years we've been doing this shit, dog.
That's right.
And we're going to, oh, man, things are looking up, brother. Things are looking up. What you got for the people, my dog? Hey, and I appreciate you. Just for the record.
Oh, man. Hey, it's all love, man. Hey, look, we've been doing this forever because of a passion for both of us to get into all of the ignorance of sports in general and everything involved, the stuff, the details. You know what I'm saying? I stumbled over a word, but you know what I meant. Details. That's what we do. We like diving in. We like taking the deep dives, man. But, yo, this is how we put it down. Check all the episodes. Go back. There's archives. If you want to know what happened last year on this day, okay, you could do that with the Sports Fix with Stix and the Anonymous Big Homie podcast. So we out here. And, but yo, wild enough, crazy thing, 16 years passed almost to the day. They say 16 years ago, Hurricane Katrina ran into New Orleans, right? Right now, there's a hurricane about to run into New Orleans that's about to be the same thing as Hurricane Katrina, the same spot. That is wild, bro.
Damn,
I couldn't live in somewhere where there's constant hurricanes and all of that, dude, because, yo, that's not fun knowing how to board up your house and all of that. That's wild, man. So I hope everybody's all good out there. I hope they fix the levee system, because if we have another situation like that, it won't be funny, man. But in the meantime, just know this is fun.
That was Sports Fix with Stix. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. If you want to join the show, use the hashtag StixandSports.
Winners don't make excuses.